being part of this morning's secret flow service. Let us continue with our eyes closed. Being part of this morning's secret flow service. Take a slow, deep breath in and release gently. Again, inhale deeply and exhale softly. Let the body drop its weight. No effort, no control, no performance, just awareness. Feel this. You are not preparing to meditate. You are returning to what you are. Now bring your awareness inward. Not imagining, not creating, but noticing. There is a space within you, silent, vast, or moving. Allow yourself to sink into it. And as you go inward, you expand. This is the paradox. The deeper within, the wider existence becomes. You are entering the womb of creation. Now feel. You are held in a living field. Warm, still, intelligent. Nothing is missing here. Nothing is broken here. This is the origin point. Before identity, before conditioning, before effort. Here, life does not struggle. It simply forms. Now breathe slowly. Inhale. Hold gently. Exhale longer. Again, inhale slowly. Hold gently. And exhale longer. Each breath returns you to original coherence. Now become aware of anything held in the body. Tension, emotion, weight, old impressions. Do not analyze. Do not fix. Just notice. Now understand, nothing needs to be pushed out. The womb does not reject, it transforms. So now on your next exhale, allow everything to soften and dissolve. No force, only permission. Now inhale. Release deeper. Let the nervous system unwind. Let identity loosen. Let the past lose its grip. Now allow these truths to settle, not as ideas, but as reality. You exist and always will. Everything is here now. All is one, and you are not separate. What you are is what you experience. Everything changes, but truth remains. Feel this. You are not navigating life. You are generating experience. Now feel. From this stillness, your body begins to recalibrate. Breath deepens. Energy reorganizes. Cells receive new instructions. You are not repairing yourself. Life is restoring itself through you. Let this happen. Do nothing. Now silently affirm, I release what I am not. I return to what I am. Feel the shift. Now sense a new state emerging. Not imagined, not forced. Natural. Clarity. Lightness. Stability. Vitality. This is not something you gain. It is what remains when distortion is removed. Silently affirm, I am clear. I am aligned. I am life expression itself. Now understand, you are not here to control life. You are here to align with it. The intelligence that formed you knows how to move you. Trust the current. No force. No resistance. Just precision. Now gently bring awareness back to the body. Feel your breath. Feel your chest. Feel your hands and feet, but remain connected to the stillness within. Now affirm slowly, life is alive through me and as me. I am renewed in every moment. I am not separate from creation. I am creation aware of itself. Sit in stillness, no effort, no seeking, just being. Now inhale deeply and exhale fully. And so we say together, and so it is. Amen.
A beautiful day. Beautiful life. Life is good. And the same continues to find its best expression as all of us combined and as individuations. Today, what we seek to do is, it's been a lot in the last few weeks. I've attempted to wrap this up, and it hasn't happened. But today, well, come on, man. Then we move on to other exciting stuff. Where did you end of last week? Recap. There's a quick recap. Yeah. It's Father's Day today, isn't it? It's okay. What do we say for what do we say on Father's Day? But the Prince called me this morning. It's like, Papa, see, you don't need Father's Day, do you? Because I don't even know what to tell you again on the Father. This man makes me laugh sometimes. I don't know what to say. What do we even say? Every day is the day of the Father, isn't it? But yeah. So what do we tell fathers? What do we tell fathers? Do we honestly believe that that day has got a place, or is it just a pure commercial activity?
It depends on which angle you're coming from. But I mean, it's just Father's Day. One day out of the year is to just celebrate like fathers. And made them look special. Pretend they are special.
Joshua, Samuel, you guys, in any of your talk, do you guys believe there is a place for a specific day that we set aside to celebrate fathers? The day that.
Yeah.
Why?
We should have a day to celebrate everything. Have a day to celebrate everything.
We have to set separate days aside to celebrate things.
Well, celebrate it any day.
You
can celebrate it any day.
Does it
Does it have reference? Let me chip in this. Just as said, we celebrate every day. Every day fathers are special. But per my experience, I would more agree to having a day like this to say a special thank you to some of the fathers who have stood for their kids. And I do say that from experience. And when like children or sons like Joshua, Samuel, Doron, Arrow get to the place where they come to you on such a day like this and celebrate you for what you have done in their lives. Though every day is special, I celebrate you every day. It also gives some of the fathers like my father.
You celebrate
also. Some fathers like my real father who never regarded me in any way, to also take a moment and think to reflect on the disservice they did to some of us. I think I've shared this story with you a lot of times when obviously I wasn't in my dad wasn't in my life. Not that he was away, and the painful thing is I knew where he was, and I would come back from on midterms. I come back from Kumasi Prempeh College wearing my uniform, and I pass through Abusukai. And you know that all the boys in Abusukai are Kumasi boys. And they will see me coming from afar and they will all be shouting, a mouthful, a mouthful, a mouthful. And you can see the joy. They don't know me anywhere, but the fact that I'm wearing Prempeh uniform, the joy in their faces seeing someone from Prempeh College. That was where my father used to work, sell his stuff. And then I walk to my father, stand by him. And this man will even look somewhere like he doesn't know me from anywhere. And I just be standing there like that for a couple of minutes and I walk away. Like people around who don't know me, just the fact that I'm wearing Prempeh uniform, they were just, oh, how are you, boy? You good? Hey, from coming from school? Yeah, no, yeah. And this man who gave birth to me would just look at me like that. And I walk away. He say a word to me, like, I disgust him or something. And I just walk away because I was going to see my mom. He used to work around where my mom used to work as well because my mom used to sell foods and he used to sell keys, padlock and stuff. So I walk away from him and then I go to my mom. So on this like this, it's good to celebrate too. I really believe that, it's good to have a day. You are special every day, Rev. But we need to have a day where the boys can come to you, think of all the good things you've done for them and celebrate you. I suppose by now my dad is somewhere, so he's also thinking, hey, Father's Day, my children will call him, but me, I'll call him. Not that I don't like him or I hate him or anything, but the feeling is not there. We haven't created that feeling for me to pick up a phone and call him and say Happy Father's Day to him. He'll be thinking, oh, Charlie, I have a son in UK, but the son won't call him. That's the angle I'm coming from. You can decide that there shouldn't be any special day, but for me, there should be a special day for the boys to celebrate you. So, yeah.
Amma.
Sorry, what was the question? Because my
There's no question.
network is really poor today. I don't know
Is it? But it's okay, you can help it. You can help it.
Now he was asking if there should be a special day like this to celebrate fathers. What's the reference point for doing that? And I was just sharing on my experience and why I think we should have a day like that to celebrate fathers.
Well, I think yes.
Is it relevant?
It is relevant because most of the time people it's more mothers all the time with mothers suffering, blah, blah, blah. But I also believe that there are equally very good fathers out there. Opposite to what Kay said, my dad was there for me, absolutely, So I cannot ever, and you, Sam, have also been there for the boys. Kay, yourself, and I'm sure Mr. Sabons too, absolutely there, for the kids. And it's worth celebrating, so that these children, sometimes it's not about the fathers being appreciated. It's more about the kids also appreciating. We're teaching these children to appreciate what it is that the parents or the children are sacrificing for them. You understand? It's a blessing for them to appreciate their parents. So I think it's a good thing. We celebrate everything else. We celebrate Christmas Day, we celebrate Easter, we celebrate this one, we celebrate that one. Why not fathers? It's just a day dedicated. You have your father's birthday as well to celebrate them, if that's what you also choose to do. So although yes, it can be celebrated every day, anything that can be done every day is taken for granted. So if a day is dedicated, you plan, you do what you need to do for them. That is great. Yeah. Are we there? Because everybody seems to be frozen on my screen.
So
I'm here.
no.
Some ways.
Well, support, I hear it. I don't know.
Okay. Who is the father? Who is the father? Father is
Gu- Google says a father is a male parent,
uh-huh.
but now people object to that. Remove the male from there and say parent. Beyond biology, fatherhood involves providing care, guidance, and support. So in the narrow scope, father is a male parent, a man who has given birth. But to extend it broadly, you would say that it goes beyond just giving birth to being in the life of somebody, supporting somebody, providing care, providing values for somebody, raising someone up, regardless whether the person is your biological son or daughter or stepfather or adopted, whatever way. Once you've been in the person's life as that figure who is coaching, guiding the person, you can be called a father. That is the broader perspective.
I'm glad you decided to take the male out, because I grew up seeing my mother as my father. Even though my father was there for me in every way, I still saw my mother as a father. Of course, there are certain aspects about being a man she taught me. So let's use that to open up on who we believe a father is. As I said, father goes beyond someone who gives birth to you. Your examples. Fatherhood is not gender biased. It goes beyond gender. Patha is source, livelihood. A lot of people have wished me Father's Day this today, and I mean most of them, almost like 90% of them are women, and I say to the rest the same to them, because some of those I hold in very high esteem, and I have got a lot of respect for. Looking at how they conduct their homes, how they manage their homes, I see them as fathers. Some of whom are in what we call loosely, or what we term or class as single homes, where they are being both father and mother. Amazing human beings. With immense respect for such women, particularly, and equally fathers who double up as mothers. because male and female created Eden. We need both the female and the male energies. So in every man there's both. In every woman there's both. That's why I came out with the idea. A male and female created Eden, it means seems like Siamese twins that got separated. But I don't want to go into that. I've thought that before in the past, and some people don't agree, but that's what makes sense to me. So he took him from his side, isn't it? Yeah. They were separated at the side, conjoined. One was in the other. The vagina is an inverted penis. Male and female created Eden. Energy. It's the energy.
leave Mr. Bonsu alone.
Maybe to be fair, sometime, because this is just brought up some ideas. We will dedicate a couple of weeks and talk about celebrations, day celebrations, birthdays in particular. Yeah. But I agree. It's relevant. Sometimes we are humans and we forget, don't we? We kind of need to remind ourselves sometimes. Because from where I'm sat now, I approach this with a very, not say with a different view to what the modern or our modern consumer culture approaches it with. A deeper question for me would be, what truth does fatherhood reveal about the nature of life, about the nature of being, about the nature of love, about responsibility? What truth does the feminine energy, the masculine energy reveal about the divine? That for me is the focus. And if we don't think of it in this sense, and the focus goes on celebration, I think that's where we lose it. And we live every day, and in our time in this space. So it's Doran's birthday tomorrow, and then we make statements like, "Oh, God has added a new day, a new year to me." Is it really true? I don't think it is. It's not. You haven't had any new year, and rather, is a year has been taken away from you of the life that you've enjoyed in this space. Every day you get older, you get closer to death, don't you? So you are rather losing life, if that's how you want to see it. You aren't gaining any. If you are gaining, why then do you grow and die? No, and more life is, or days are being taken away from you. And you think of it in terms of, I'm gaining, God has added another year to my year. No, you have lost another year. You're full of life at birth, and then you start losing it until you expire. It's like an inflated balloon or an inflated ball. as we keep playing and we're playing, it's just the air just going on and off and off and off and on until eventually it's fully flat. Unfortunately, you don't get the benefit of reinflation in this space. And that's it. You have expired. Oh, then it's you're finished in the nation.
So should we rather say, I'm so grateful. God has taken another year from me.
No, God hasn't taken another year from you, but you're just losing days.
I've spent a year of the days I have.
Exactly. I have spent a year of the life given me here. Then genuinely, that's what it is. That's what it is. The time that you spend here is just getting shorter. It's getting shorter as you grow. Yeah, you run it out. You run out of lease with the turn of every year. Well, that's my rubbish theory.
And that makes perfect sense, Rep.
If you didn't say that, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, but what truth does fatherhood reveal about life? What truth does it reveal about the nature of being, the nature of love? Responsibility, because it's responsibility, I have no problem with, I believe in honor, and I've got no problems with first honoring our fathers. But the Bible says that honor your father and mother, isn't it? So that it will be well with you and your days here will be long. In fact, it's a spiritual virtue to show reverence, gratitude, and honor to those who have nurtured you, protected you, taught you, sacrificed their lives for you. So it's necessary. But what I'm inviting us to is for us to see the symbol, the essence behind the celebrations. Genuinely, I was just sat there whilst I was driving home. I was just there and I was thinking, so I'm going to send messages or call my supposed fathers and tell them, oh, happy Father's Day, and after that, what? Is it just by me saying happy Father's Day because that's what it's expected that I do that? Yes, I called my stepdad this morning as I was driving, and after I dropped the call, I was there. I'm like, after that, what? What honor? How do I honor him as a father? How do I honor my fathers? So going beyond the celebrations, going beyond the rhetoric, and entering the symbol, the depiction, the depth. I'll go back to it. What fatherhood is revealing of the divine is what it is for me. And until I can capture that, I consider it a waste of time. Another useless exercise. We do it, and the truth of the matter is, Father's Day was an afterthought. It was. We had Mother's Day for so many years, and somebody go, oh, we have forgotten about fathers. Okay, let's celebrate fathers too. Oh, okay, what now? Okay, no. But some uncles are also important. Okay, so let's have what's it called, Uncle's Day. Oh, and aunties too. Oh, aunties Day. Oh, but some people, you see, and we keep confusing ourselves. Oh, some people, their grandparents were the greatest. Oh, so should we have grandmother's Day? And then it's on and 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 on. We lose the essence of what this is meant to capture. Behind the celebration, what? And that's what Scale's saying too. See? We can't, nobody can even say, I'm going to say this and I don't know how it's going to come across, but no child can even ever say that their parents were not there for them. You can't say that. You don't ask me why. Or I don't need to explain myself.
You need to explain yourself.
Why? It's self-explanatory. Samuel, Jay, is he still with you?
Yeah, he is.
Can you guys tell me why no child can say that their father hasn't been there for them? Based on what could you say that no human or no whether dead or alive, no child can say their father hasn't been there for them?
Oh. But they
I'm asking that because you guys are the youngest here.
oh
And there's no right or wrong answer, to be fair. This is just my thoughts anyway, so.
well if the dad left before you were even born, then technically you could say he wasn't there for you. Yeah. Well,
I'm not sure.
technically,
I'm hearing the background music quite loudly. Is it coming through loud on your side?
we can still
It's a
hear
bit loud.
you more.
Is it a bit loud?
Now we can still hear you.
We
over
can
it.
hear you, but if you can't hear others, then it's loud.
No, I can hear you, but I just feel like it's louder than. Yeah, go on, Jay.
That was Sam.
That's right, Sam.
You was on talking.
Yeah, go on.
So technically, they can say that their father wasn't there if they left or haven't been around even before they were born. So, I don't know.
Any other thoughts? So you were saying that, yeah, technically they can't say, they can. Thoughts? Where are you talking?
If we believe that fatherhood goes beyond just sleeping with a woman and giving birth, just putting the seed there, it goes beyond that. Then people have right to say some fathers were not in their life, because after you giving the seed, who came to water it? What happened next? It's not just about giving it. You give it the seed, the baby came out, and then somebody vanishes. How are you in the person's life? Maybe I might be wrong. You'll be arguing for the fact that you are the seed of that person. So technically the person is in your life. We are not disputing the fact that he was there for that purpose. After that, what next? Because it goes way beyond just giving the seed. So to say somebody is in somebody's life is to be there for the person at such a time. It might not be like the person's whole life. This is how we believe that relationship come for such a time. The benefit of it, you enjoy the benefit of it, and if it expires, so be it. It was there for that particular time. But when it comes to somebody, being a father, it is not just about giving birth. It's about being in the life of the person, being there for the little boy or little girl, making sure that you've taken charge of what the universe has given you. Because the universe trusted that you, and this is how we believe that. Because the universe trusted that you can handle it, it gave it to you, and then you rejected it in that sense. So you have not been in the person's life. So yes, people can say that some fathers were not in their life.
True people can say. Truthfully. But deeper down, and genuinely examining it in the context of life. It's like on last Friday, the session, we're talking about this statement that we made that love hurts. And I was saying that my experience and my growth has taught me that love doesn't hurt. God is, if we can't say love hurts and still say God is love. God doesn't hurt. Love doesn't hurt. Love can't hurt. What hurts are the obstacles we put in the place of love, which burn and hurt, which hurts us, which causes us suffering. So in the face of everything that doesn't look like love, the experience of it will be experienced as hurt. See? Like, if you experience a shadow, the problem is not with the sun. It's what you've put in what you have obstructed the sun with. Is what casts the shadow. If the object that obstructs the path of light is removed, there wouldn't be any shadow, would there? Would there?
No.
The shadow is there because there's an obstruction. So all the things that doesn't represent, that doesn't look like love, which we put in the place and in the environment of love, when the light of love shines so strongly, they can't stand, they flake, they fail. And then it hurts for us to see that, oh, I put this there and I wanted to attach it to love, and it can't stand to the nature and the true integrity of love. I'm suffering. It's not the love that is hurting. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. Love can't hurt. It's like the sun, it gives of his bounty, of his goodness. Similarly, I don't even know why I brought this in. So yes, it's true. Someone may say, so they may say, their father wasn't there for them because they would have. And see, it's their entitlement because it's what their conscience, what their understanding could hold per time. The interpretation we could give to it per time was that, oh, this is turning into a Father's Day sermon. My goodness. But it's all good. I've not even looked at my nose. So, but it's good. It's good. We are not in a rush anyway. It's good. So, someone will look at an experience. So, what does it mean for my father to be there for me? It's a question. It's also a very valid question, isn't it? So, to someone, and maybe I'm sharing this from the bias of my own experience as well. Maybe, just maybe, I will make an admission. Because everyone knows this. Circumstances of my life. My dad, can I say, you know the relationship I had with my father? Yeah? He never paid my school fees. Never. Never. Yes, as a child, he supported me and all of that. But I knew my mom paid my school fees throughout. He got me, yes, he managed to get me scholarship for secondary school. Great. And then he will do stuff for me. I mean, as expected. Clothes, upkeep money, those kind of things. But if I'm to look at being there in the context of my provisions for my education, no. It is bit. Gave me a farm in later life. Stuff like that. I'm just saying. But can I say that he wasn't there? No, I can't. A parent may provide food, for instance, may provide clothing, may provide education, and yet be emotionally absent. One may love you deeply. I mean, deep love, give you everything you need. And may not have the money to provide for you materially. See. Someone mentioned someone who, or some both just said, someone said, made reference to someone who didn't come to meet their parents. So the father might have died as a result of, they had friends who lost their dads in accidents, and friends who passed on whilst they were in the army, they were in engagements and they had kids. They were one guy, Johnson, the wife was pregnant whilst we were on tour, and then he passed on. The baby didn't come to meet the dad. So yeah, they can say that the father wasn't there for them. They can say. But is that the entire truth? That's a question. I guess that's where I'm trying to go with this. And the feeling that someone may feel that their father hadn't been there for them is legitimate. It is. But is there any way we can begin to look at it at a much deeper level to realize, oh, probably everyone is doing their best, but just that maybe their best wasn't commensurate with your expectations. So, by extension, they went there. See. Father would have probably been absent as a result of poverty, maybe their own addictions, or sometimes even unresolved feelings or unresolved emotions with the other parent. Traumas that the child had absolutely nothing to do with. Contentions that they might have had with the mother that they couldn't resolve. And because they didn't have the wisdom and didn't have the know-how to handle that, it extended to affecting the child as well. And then that becomes they haven't been there. Would that be entirely the case? Would it not just be a case of we expecting that is the norm is that they should have been there that way, and they went, so they were not there, or they hadn't been in their life? Maybe if the circumstance was different, would they have? See, so a lot happens. I know, and I always say this. I'm so grateful. I tell my mom this. I'm so grateful that she never bad-minded me against my dad. She never did. But I'm just saying, peradventure, were they going through something themselves emotionally that made them unstable to the point if he for have put something on his brain or on his eyes that he couldn't see the need to. Couldn't even see that he was missing out on anything. I'm just saying, peradventure. So, can we say that entirely? What if their supposed absence was life's way? I'm just going to say this speculatively. What if their supposed absence was also life's way to open your eyes to something, to some useful education that you could also have missed, and bring you to the place of appreciating, oh, okay, so that's not missing. And I'm experiencing this. This is how it feels like to get this. Oh, okay, then I'm going to be a solution provider in this particular area. If life hadn't given me this experience, I wouldn't have come to the place of realizing that, you know what, I should be doting my children, I should be doing that, I should be doing that. I would have just gone through life normally, average. I know you're a great dad. I know how you love your kids and all of that, to the extension of even your nephews and all of those things. Okay? Peradventure, had it not been that, would you have just been an average uncle and an average dad, not bending your back to the extreme to make provision for people selflessly without even thinking about yourself? Would you probably has that experience contributed towards the person that you have become? If it has, then they have been there in helping shape you to be the man that you have become. So that absence was still a presence that was beneficial. That's the point I'm trying to make. There are so many people who have had all the love that a father could give them, and they grew up and they are still shit parents. True. I'm talking to all of us.
Yeah, I mean, on that, there are people who've had their parents at home, provided for them, everything for them, and yet they have lived like other than their fathers did to them. And there are some who supposedly their parents were not around, their fathers were not around, but they've been the best of fathers you can ever imagine.
But you are saying that with a bat at the back of your mind.
No. I mean, all that you've got a point. The thing is
Even if you don't agree with me, I know I have a point.
You have a point, but like I always say,
exactly.
like,
Now your
like
back is coming
I
out.
always say, I agree. This time my agreement is a bit shallow. I was having a chat, and these things are really good, and I think it's good we're having this this service has gone that way. I was having a chat with a friend, a female friend, that was complaining about the dad. We've said the dad wasn't present in her brother's life. I mean, the dad was away, Abuchide, and the boys were back home. Dad provided everything, Boga provide everything, pay school fees, private junior secondary school, senior secondary school, uni, private money, box, everything, whatever they will wear, from panties to whatever, all in the box, sort of. But the boys
he wasn't emotionally. He wasn't emotionally there.
And this woman always complains bitterly, and I do have it. You always have that sort of, not an argument, but. And I said, listen, now use mine as an example. So we do go back and forth with that situation. And so she's developed some kind of, I don't use the word hate. It's a strong word, some sort of a bit of negative feeling towards the dad. And I do say to her all the time that, and it's maybe because for now I'm schooled in certain ways. I'm a bit inclined with certain things. So, and I just talk about my father, Rev. I love my father just as I love everybody. Let us not forget, and we've said in this house, there is love, there is relationship. So it's true, love doesn't hurt. God is love, and He gives you, or love will give you everything. So in that regard, whether my father was present, supposedly or not, my love for him is not dependent on whether he provided for me or not. I love him anyway, because that is all that I can give. I see if I go to Ghana, I see him, he will laugh, he will do whatever that we have to do. Every now and then, my mom will call me, oh, Papa, pray your so I say, man, I go manage him, But when I'm there, or if I'm there, it doesn't occur to me to manage my father. Not because I hate him, but the relationship is not like every man. I'll call my mom, okay, so I'll send you money. The eagerness to call my mom and make sure she's okay, send him. And sometimes, guys, you say that if you don't have money, come to Ghana. If you come to Ghana, don't bring money. I'll give you money. When I went to Ghana, I owe my mother 10,000 Ghana. The last time I went to Ghana, you see, because we are sending him money. But my dad, it doesn't even occur to me to give him money. Not because I don't love him, but the relationship is not there. So when we're talking about somebody being present in your life, and the fact that his absence has brought some goodness to you, it is good. We understand all that. We understand all that part, so, Rev. But the principle remains that he wasn't there. The fact that he wasn't there doesn't mean the fact that he wasn't there.
Per your definition of there.
Not per my definition.
Per your definition. Per your expectation.
Listen, Paul said this. Whilst we are yet in this body.
Whilst we are yet in this body. Paul didn't know what he was talking about.
I understand Paul didn't know what he was talking about,
Uh-huh.
but once we are in the jurisdiction of this world
Ram, yes.
realm, certain things holds and makes the world work, make this realm work. He was not there, he was not present. The principles of this realm requires for a man to be present when you have sex with a woman and he gets pregnant, to take responsibility. It's common sense. Let us not go into the spirituality of it, that his absence, man, they're all there. They're also working in that regard. It's also good. The universe has a way of working out, all things work together for the good. So the seemingly bad things that we think it is, the universe is working it for our good. But once we are in this realm, cause and effect, we know that there's laws governing the realms of this earth. And part of it is that I can't just go and impregnate a woman and run away and think of myself that me running away, when a child becomes good, it means that my absence was good for the person.
No, but
I don't agree with that.
so I'm just trying to say they might not even have been you mentioned that's what Joseph said, that you did this meaning it for evil, but the Lord meant it for good.
Joseph didn't know what he was saying also. Because as part whoever wrote that thing, that one's Bible story, Rev.
For me, I think I agree with them. What Kate's saying, if you're just using the word being there, okay, because at the end of the day, yes, we agree that no matter what,
subjectively,
yes. So no, at the end of the day, whatever we do, whatever we do affects, has both negative or positive. Is like Kay is saying, everything has what do you call it? It's cause and effect. But if we are just asking the question, if a person was there, yes, no, it's as straight as that. They were there. They were.
But I gave you, I gave you examples. Just as Kay said, the father who makes all the material and financial provisions for the children, but emotionally unavailable.
Yes.
Will you say they have not been there? Wouldn't it be subjective? Isn't it a case
yes, exactly. It will
in
be
the
subjective.
way they were not there in the manner that you expected them to be?
I agree with you that
the father gives you all the love, they provide it, and they give you all the care, they do whatever, all the attention. And when you need you need Gary, they can't even put it there. You can't even provide it conveniently. Okay, so to the child, okay, my father never bought me a shoe. My father never took me to holidays. But you understand, because that is you put it, you're picking a context, aren't we?
Good, but in that context, okay, let's say a father being there is it's not just about money, because somebody can provide and still not be there. You understand?
Let's now define the there. What is the there?
Exactly. So that's what you're saying.
I'll chip in this, Rev. I understand where you're coming from, Rev. You have fathers who are physically present with money, monetary, and my uncle Paul is one of them. Physically present with money and everything. Like I always see when people say that, oh, fan give you, yes, true, more fan me. But Paul him because he had the money. And I go to me and say, Paul, my school fees is, if I go to Paul and I say my school fees is 1 million, he'll say, okay, I'll give you 2 tomorrow. If I go and say it's 1 Ghana, he'll say, I'll give you 2 tomorrow. He doesn't even know the school fee. He doesn't care about the school I'm going. He doesn't know. When I finished school, I came home. Nobody knew I finished school. I was sacked. Nobody knows. He doesn't even know. The money was there, he would provide. But he wasn't there emotionally to support you. So we have those instances. Statistically, Rev, hardly will you find anybody, whose father had money.
But if you begin a statement like that, we'll probably have a problem, because I'm going to ask you for a sample space, and
I'll give you sample space.
Where is coming from?
No, I'll give you sample space easily. It is easy for someone whose father provided financially, money, food, everything, to say their father was absent in terms of emotional support and everything, than somebody whose father provided all the emotional needs and did not have money. I don't know if
what
I
you are by extension saying is
if
that
I made myself clear. When you are
it's more the there is more financially tied.
No. The debt is more emotionally attached than financially. Because I've known people whose parents were there. They didn't have money, but they will take the same trotro with them. When they're going to school, they will sit in a trotro from Accra to Kumasi with them. They didn't have the money. They come to school without food. They come to school tattered clothes, but their parents will walk with them every step of the money wasn't there. But if my stepfather, Rev, I remember when I was going to Prempeh College, he went into his bank account. It was agriculture, whatever bank, and closed his account for me. My stepfather didn't have money, nothing. He went to close his account. He said to my mom, "No, this is my clothes that your brother gave me. Let's go and sell." The man didn't have, but when I was going to Prempeh College, he went with me. He went to Nkoko, my grandfather's old house, to pick the trunk that I took to school. My stepfather carried the trunk to other quarters. There was some sprayer. He went to spray the man that didn't have money. But I remember that it is, so it tells you that people need emotional support, and tells us how the universe is. It's not about the money. In this house we talk about, it's not what is on the outside, it's what is within. So for someone to say that my father wasn't present or in my life, mostly it's not about material things. Mostly, it's not about material things. And this is my story I share. I have never expected any money from my dad. All that you wanted was, "Oh, go to say, how are you? How is school?" And you'll be happy. And I have known many people. If you ask me for the sample space, I have known many people who have had both fathers who are present financially and who have been present emotionally. And it tells, and I see how both of them have spoken, or maybe the people from different sides have spoken about their dads. And around the world, it happens. I've heard news. I do read books and stuff. People want parents to be present emotionally rather than financially.
So it's not really about the money, because as you're saying, even your example, financially, it was your mom. But your dad was there emotionally. You always remember the things he said to you. "Oh, you let go, you do this, you do that." That's all it's about. It's not really about, because money, what is money? What is money?
Rolling Stone gathers no more. Rolling Stone gathers no more. Go on, I'm listening. Are you muted? Oh, we've lost her. Are you done talking?
No, I'm here. I'm done talking.
Or you just muted so that you can go and eat cake?
Just drinking a cup of tea.
If you're eating cake, feel free to eat your cake. Nobody will harass you. That's why we have Wi-Fi. Anyway. Wow. Okay, that was great. No, and you see, I think we will come back to this subject at a later point. I think it's worth really treating it, and I think maybe the other, and that's why I said that all of these, I'm not going to go to anyone who tells me their father is not being there for them and say, "Oh, what do you mean by father is not being there for you? He has been there." Okay, no, I'm not. I wouldn't do that. I will acknowledge and admit the way they feel about it. No two ways about it. But what I'm trying to get us to begin to open ourselves up to is it comes back to the question: what does fatherhood embody? See, I've come to a place in life. Maybe my attitude towards non-judgment is also it pushes me to rethink and reevaluate certain things sometimes. Classic case, this one, were my parents good or bad? Were my parents there or not? That's mistake. Oh, let me a second. With me. Okay, the ad is gone, all right. A question that I'll probably ask in the midst of all of this? What burden was the party we believe wasn't there? What burden were they carrying that only them could even see? See, this does not excuse, it doesn't excuse the harm, but then it begins to expand our understanding. And that's the place that I want us to begin to reconsider some of these definitions and conclusions we make about life. So someone who had been through parenting, where, yes, as you're saying, giving Paul's example, for instance, financially available, but emotionally, like very low emotional intelligence or very low emotional connection or emotional depth. And by no fault of theirs, it's just been a case of what they have experienced, and they are just passing on their experience naively. They haven't had the benefit of coming face to face with some of these things that we talk about to get them to re-examine what ideals and what concepts they hold. There are people who do things which are generally or may generally be considered off, and to them find absolutely nothing wrong with it until someone even points it out. People will have death right in their faces. They'll have disorder, they'll be sat in disorder, and they wouldn't see it because disorder has become so much like natural order that it has to take someone else to come to point them out, to point them to the fact that, hey, this thing is out of place. There are all of these nuances that makes me sometimes hold off my judgment a little bit. It says, Louis Armstrong Satchmo said, "Nobody knows, nobody sees the trouble I see." Did they have any battles that they couldn't really talk about, or they didn't really know how to manage it, which were impacting or influencing how they conducted themselves in the space that made them come across as unavailable? These are the sort of perspectives I want us to open ourselves to re-examine, as opposed to making blanket. Oh, he's been there, he's not there, he's good, he's bad. The day that you eat of the fruit, you shall surely die. Realizing that your parents may not, they are not archetypes. Human beings. Many of our parents carried wounds. So if, let's say, if a woman has I know someone who is being very, very bitter to the ex, to the point that bitterness is just being poured into their children. Naively, they love their mom, so they are inheriting that pain. What do you think will be the relationship between themselves and the father? These things continue to happen around us. As spiritually deep people, those are the sort of things that I want us to begin to open ourselves to re-examine and ask ourselves deeper questions. A lot of people, a lot of parents, a lot of fathers are going through life trying to give what they themselves never received. They are trying to pour out of empty cups. Then there again, society expects. It is expected. Such as I have, give I. They've never received it, that they are expected to give it. And yet we can't make excuses for them. They themselves might be surviving rather than consciously living. And yet they are expected to help others consciously live. If they might not have been equipped. They might themselves lack the necessary tools to even express what we call love, but they have to give it. They are expected to give it because they are fathers. And get judged by what they couldn't deliver because they didn't have the capacity for. These are the sort of things I want us to begin to re-examine. After turning this, I have to go on the YouTube link and change the title of this session. Yeah, I have to go and change the title on YouTube because that's not. If anyone clicks on it thinking that's what we talked about, that's not what we talked about. Yeah, I will change the title. We were talking about fatherhood. Thank you. I just remember something that Carl Jung says. I think it's relevant. He says that anything that remains unconscious in one generation will often appear as destiny in the next generation. Classic case. Unaddressed fears will become tools or become occasions to exert control. If someone has held unhealed shame, they will naturally become critical. If you find people who overly criticize people, it's partly due to unprocessed shame that they felt in the past. It wouldn't be uncommon for someone who has had moments of feeling and experiencing abandonment. It wouldn't be uncommon for them to appear emotionally distant. It wouldn't be uncommon. So let's ease our judgments a little bit. That's all I'm trying to get us to see. Everyone is trying. I've got friends who, a lot of people see me as BBBB because apparently when everybody jumps to the right, I jump to the left. Or I must say this. I know, but I'm saying this. You are disagreeing with me, and if I'm saying what if I'm agreeing with what you say, you still find something to to argue with me about the exact point that I'm agreeing with, and by no fault of mine, I always question my answers. So maybe that's also a lapse, can I say? But it helps me grow. It helps me learn. Anyway, we've had enough talking about fathers. You're all trying. Kudos to all. I can't even say kudos to all fathers around the world because that ignorantly creates a perception of who we think a father is. But kudos to everyone through whom life is revealing and showing us the essence and the embodiment of source and everything divine. Remembrance is a powerful thing. It helps us reaffirm, re-endorse, and strengthen values. So, happy Father's Day to all of us. That includes you, Samuel and Joshua. You know, the confidence you give me that even if I'm not there, your mom will be looked after. Take the responsibility of looking after yourselves. It's admirable. You're great fathers. You're already demonstrating that. So yes, someone may say that their father hasn't been there for them. We have today. They can only say that by defining a certain context. That is what I'm taking from this. It will just be in certain dimensions of their life. What if your father's spirit, their tenacity, some ferociousness about their spirit has been poured into you to help you become the person that you've been? They have been there. That can never be taken away. You know, I can confidently say, apart from things that my experiences might have taught me, I take my tenaciousness, my boldness from my father, true and true. Even my verbose and random talk, it comes from him. I literally inherited it. So he has been there. Whether I like it or not, he has been there. So I'm not saying yes, and I'm glad that you have defined a context that for many it will be in the area of emotional presence. Yeah. But our parents may not have given us everything we needed. But if we remain psychologically changed to that idea of what they failed to give, that will continue to shape our lives long. And I'm glad. I know. You've this is not news. We've talked about this. You've handled it maturely, and you're doing the right things about it and all of that. And let's open ourselves up to kind of process some of these things properly. Doesn't mean you're forgetting. It doesn't mean you're excusing them. It means you are claiming authorship. You are claiming ownership of your own life. And I think that's where your soul will begin to ask the right questions. What would I have done with whatever I was expecting to receive from them? Father could be there emotionally for a child, and the child could still interpret it as they are being too much in their faces. I consider being there for my children to be ensuring that they make decisions that will endure to the best benefit of their lives. But sometimes, genuinely, someone will come and ask me, like, "May, why is it that when I go to work, there's a days that I'm in the house that you also choose not to, you also choose not to go to work and just come and harass me with, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that." So he genuinely wishes that I wasn't there so that he can fool around. You see, so perspectives. Anyway, I'm done. Yeah. Any question? But okay.
Any question?
So, I mean, the genuine question should be, in my opinion, for those of us who considered fathers to not be there, was it truly because they didn't care? Or it was because they couldn't give what they themselves didn't possess?
So seeing a child from school come back and even saying hello is something you don't have. It's just a question.
And that's you will be surprised.
Okay.
You will be surprised. Do you know people who you see, life has taught me so much, yeah? And just as you asked that question, something came to my heart. Argument's sake, assuming, do you know it's even easy for a father to envy their child? A father can envy their child if they aren't emotionally trained, if they aren't emotionally matured. You see the child coming, everybody hailing them, everybody giving them fans, and then their mind goes back, wow, I never had this as a child. I wish I'd had this. So screw you. Okay, yeah, I will not even acknowledge your presence by no fault of theirs. What if? It's easy to say. It's some of these things are easy, but you never know what the person was. The unprocessed trauma, the unprocessed pain, and everything, the insecurities. You never know. You never know. So it's easy to just look on the surface and say, oh, it's obvious. They should have. It's easy. But sometimes it goes beyond that. There are layers of reasons. Or unless I'm not making sense. I know you don't entirely agree with me, but it's fine.
No, I think your point is valid in its own context. Like if we are trying to break it down, but it's where we are what we are linking it to, that is the person being there. You understand? At the end of the day, that's the question that started this. That started this whole thing. That yes, the person will have a 1,000,001 reason. We don't no doubt about it. They have whatever. They might despise a child. They might despise whatever it could be. Maybe they want it, and the mother stubbornly. Some men are like that. Stubbornly, okay, I'm keeping my child. Okay, then I'm not being there for you. I'm not even gonna, acknowledge whatever it is. So we're not saying doubting it. The good news is not every child that would even take the behavior. The thing is, what we should look at is not every child that would take a father's not being there and pass it on. There's like a story I heard about these twins. The father was a drunkard. Their father was a drunkard. One looked at the father and said, I'm never going to be like this. The other looked at the father and the other looks at the father and said, oh, okay, my father is like this, so I'm going to be like that. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, too, the most important thing is the child's perspective, how they are seeing it. Because no matter what, people will be what they want to be. They will behave what they want to be. The thing is, you cannot control what anybody will do. It's how you, the message, and how you live your life moving forward. That's what matters the most. So as to whatever reasons a person has to behave the way they behave, yes, of course, they didn't have trauma.
It's not even just a reason they have. But it might be an unconscious hold. It might be a stronghold that they have not even come to become aware of, which is dictating the course of their lives.
Yes, no problem. But the most important thing, the child is not carrying forward that behavior. That's what matters to me in this perspective. Yeah, so.
If you're joining us late, no, this hasn't been your usual. Who is a father? A father is this. A father does this. A father does that. And let's celebrate our fathers. It hasn't been that message, but I hope that you've picked something from this that will shift your paradigm and challenge your thought. I sincerely hope.
I think I remember there was a day we came to your house, Kate. There was this gentleman. I can't remember his name.
Just hold it.
One of your friends.
It came. You just write it down for me, someone.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I was just shipping something in there. Something just dropped, and I just want someone to write it down for me. So I come to it. That's okay. If you do me the freedom.
Oh.
Yeah, go on.
Holding generations. It just came based on what Amma said. Upholding generations by giving ourselves the freedom to become more conscious than the patterns we inherited. I'll develop something around that. The freedom to become more conscious than the patterns we might have inherited. How do we access that freedom? Thank you. Carry on, please. I'm about to ask. Oh, you've forgotten what you were saying? Is she there?
Oh, sorry, the line is so poor. Can you hear me?
No, I'm saying carry on.
But can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, I was just saying that I remember there was a few years ago, we went to Kay's house, and there was a gentleman there. We were just talking. I can't remember the guy's name. And he made a comment that his dad keeps calling him to have a conversation, but he doesn't know why he's calling him now for conversation. And it's like when they talk 1 minute, oh, how are you, blah blah blah, that's it. And when they were young, he never sat down to have a conversation with them, so the bond is not there. That's exactly what the guy, now he doesn't see anything. What is he coming to talk to you about? So I'm just saying that it sometimes is building that the relationship from beginning. You live with, as a father or as a whatever, a parent, so as a father, you live with that consequence of not building that bond, because the child will move on. It's the person who was there for them that they will always remember. As even Basake is just saying now, that is his mom he remembers first, because the relationship is not there. A lot of men just live their lives, as if there is no tomorrow. You're enjoying today. I'm saying this also because of that. There's a song you sent, and you're asking me about my thoughts. Where the song says that the man was alone, and the wife, the children have picked the wife away. He's obviously suffered to take care, worked hard to take care of the children, provided for them, and all of that for over 4 years or 10 years, and he's alone. And the thing I ask is, sometimes check yourself. What relationship do you have with these kids? Are you if they had no one to live with you, this story, initially when I heard the song, I was a bit sad. I was thinking so much. I was like, okay, this is not fair. But later I kept thinking and thinking, but no, you went emotionally there. Yes, you provided everything, because money is nothing. It's the experiences and how you make people feel is what they remember.
Yeah.
So if you made them feel, really bad and uncomfortable in a house, including your wife, your children, they will. That's the question, we should ask ourselves, would they? There are also some families who the children wouldn't even think twice that taking my dad and my mom away from my dad, who is going to take care of our dad? Or they are taking care of themselves. Or they've even become twins. Oh, we can't separate these people. If they are coming together. If they are going, they are going together. That's what it should be. Because a lot of men enjoy the life now because you're the boss, maybe earning more money than the woman or anybody else. So it's like nobody else matters. But don't forget that energy you're using now, most of the time it runs out early. And in your old age, these are the same people that should be there to hold you, provide for you as well. But what have you done during that time? So yeah. So it's important. The relation is not money. Forget money. Because there are poor people who can't feed their kids. But you know what? The children remember, hey, my dad suffered. Oh, it was ice pure water. We drank Gary to sleep. I'm working hard today. I made it. I'm providing. I'm building a house for my mom. I'm building this for my dad. I'm doing, that's it. That's what people take away with. When you die, it's not how many houses you left behind. It's not this you did. It's the experience, how you impacted them. Oh, my daddy taught me this. My mom did this. That's what they remember. So that all the time we worry ourselves about unnecessary things, but the more core things we forget.
So I say that when it's all said and done, what matters most is how on what we learned, how we loved, how we laughed, the people we touched, and the way in which we touched them. It's key. Thank you. Shall we pray? I want us to just consider everything we've talked about in this session. What have we picked from it? How different has it shifted your thinking? What is it calling you to? How is it opening you up? In your own life, in what areas do you require, or do you, as this called, you to action? What are you what are you reevaluating differently? I strongly believe that healing emotionally doesn't begin with rewriting the past. No, it doesn't. You can't undo the past. Healing begins when we no longer choose to entirely define ourselves by it. That's when true healing from trauma begins. How and what are you learning? How and what are you loving? How and with what are you laughing? What is contained in an experience that any human shares with you? Do people leave your presence empowered or deflated? Hmm. Stay sick. Who do you no longer want to be as a result of what you've experienced today? What emotions will you no longer exhibit? What sentiments will you no longer nurture? Just place your right hand on your chest, your heart, where you believe your heart is. Just have some compassion upon yourself in this time. Be immersed in your sereneness, be immersed in your sureness. Be absorbed in compassion to yourself and to others. So become open to divine presence, source of all life, Father beyond all fathers, Mother beyond all mothers. the eternal heart from which all love flows. Today we give thanks for the sacred gift of fatherhood. We honor every soul who carries this responsibility, fathering. Every soul that has offered protection of a sort. Every soul that speaks wisdom. Every soul that reflects kindness. Every soul that stands as a pillar through seasons of challenge and change. Blessing every father who nurtures with kindness, with compassion, with grace, with gentleness. Fathers who have provided through sacrifice. Fathers who continue to lead by example. Fathers who conduct themselves in a fashion that words can't express, because I see them all the day, all the time. The ones whose journeys of fatherhood has been marked by struggle, by loss, by lack of capacity, by regret, by distance, by longing, by even death. May grace meet every wounded heart, even this day. May understanding replace our judgments. May healing flow where there has been separation. And may reconciliation arise where there appear open pathways. And speak unto all fathers, awaken to the depths of divine presence within you. Discover what true fatherhood is, not merely as a role, not as a responsibility, but as an essence you embody. A sacred expression of stewardship, of wisdom, of love, of compassion, of soundness and serenity. From this day, every father under the sound of my voice and under the influence of my love, you guide others with humility. You deliver your duties with patience and diligence. Every father who is carrying any sort of pain or distress, a heavy burden, receive renewal of strength. Every father yet to discover their purpose and the light that is already present within them and as them, experience your connection. And may humanity remember that beyond every earthly father stands the one infinite presence. Paul says that we only have one Father. The source that sustains, guides, protects, and loves all creation without condition. For this, we as a family give thanks. And so it is. Amen. From the place where God eternally remains God, I command God by God to be God on the behalf of all of us. And to that I say, you are blessed. It is established, and so shall it ever be. Amen. Shalom and life assess.